The trade station orbiting Erythra Prime was a chaotic melting pot of species, cultures, and technologies. Merchants from the farthest edges of the galaxy hawked their wares, and travelers moved with a cautious awareness that a simple misunderstanding could quickly turn dangerous. Amidst this bustling crowd was a small, unassuming human girl named Lena. She wasn't much to look at, slight, with brown hair pulled back into a practical ponytail, but there was a quiet, unshakable confidence in her step. She had been traveling alone for a while, carrying nothing but a worn shoulder bag filled with what seemed to be ordinary personal items. Yet today, the contents of that bag would make an entire species fundamentally rethink their understanding of humans. The aliens in question were the Xerthians, gangly creatures with translucent skin that revealed veins of glowing bioluminescence. They were notorious for their obsession with security protocols, especially in sensitive trade zones like this one. Spotting a lone human carrying a bag through a restricted area, a group of them quickly converged on her. "Stop! Identification and contents inspection required." One of the Xerthians barked, its voice a high-pitched whine that seemed to vibrate in the very air. Lena just smiled faintly and set her bag down on the inspection table. "Go ahead," she said, her tone almost casual. It was the calm assurance of someone who had faced far worse scrutiny and come out on top. The Xerthians began pulling out her belongings, one by one. A few trinkets, some notebooks, a small water bottle, nothing even remotely unusual. They exchanged puzzled glances. Humans were a rare sight in these parts, but their personal effects were typically harmless. But then, as the last item was pulled from the bag, everything changed. It was a folded uniform, crisp, dark, and adorned with insignias the Xerthians had never encountered before. The moment the tallest of the Xerthians glimpsed it, its internal bioluminescence dimmed dramatically, and its elongated fingers began to tremble. What is this?" It stammered, its usually composed, high-pitched tone breaking into a shaky whisper. Lena reached over and unfolded the uniform with deliberate slowness. As the fabric straightened, the Xerthians recoiled as if they'd Venstruck. It wasn't just any uniform, it was a tactical combat suit, standard issue for the United Earth Security Corps. The emblems on the shoulder indicated rank, and the stripes on the sleeve denoted operational authority in active interstellar conflict zones. This wasn't clothing, it was a symbol of immense power. "We have security here, yes?" Lena asked lightly, her voice carrying an almost playful tone, as if she were just discussing the weather. "This is my badge." The entire area went silent. Other traders and travelers paused what they were doing, sensing the palpable tension that had just rippled through the air. The Xerthians had heard rumors, whispers of elite human enforcement units, but they had never seen proof of their existence up close, and they certainly never expected a young, seemingly harmless girl to be carrying the symbol of that authority herself. You can." One of the Xerthians tried to speak, but the words wouldn't form. It couldn't finish the sentence. "I can," Lena said simply, her eyes scanning the group with the trained precision of someone who could read threats before they even materialized. "I enforce regulations. I keep people safe, and I make sure no one cheats the system." The Xerthians, who prided themselves on their meticulous sense of order, paled visibly. In their culture, authority was hierarchical, rigid, and bound by centuries of tradition and ceremony. Humans, apparently, operated by an entirely different set of rules that valued mobility, adaptability, and raw competence over ceremonial ranks and ancient protocols. Lena carefully folded the uniform and slid it back into her bag. "Now, you can continue inspecting if you wish," she offered. "But I assure you, nothing else in here will surprise you." The tallest Xerthian let out a long exhale, a sound like a small, contained windstorm, and signaled to the others to step back. Their glowing veins flickered nervously, like faulty neon signs. We apologize for the intrusion," it said finally, its voice filled with a newfound respect. "We did not realize." "You didn't," Lena finished the sentence for them. Her smile was faint, but held no apology. "Most don't." As she slung the bag back over her shoulder and walked past the stunned group, a wave of whispers followed in her wake. Traders would remember this day. They would tell stories of the girl who carried authority like a shield, a small human capable of making towering, fearsome Zerthians pale with a single glance. Outside, the trade station continued to thrum with activity, completely oblivious to the quiet legend that was just being born inside. Lena moved through the crowd with ease, her bag feeling light, but carrying a dangerous weight, her presence unassuming yet undeniably commanding. To the rest of the galaxy, she was just another human girl, but to anyone who had seen what she carried, she was a powerful reminder. Never, ever underestimate a human. And somewhere, in the quiet shadows of the station, a Zerthian was frantically scribbling notes on interspecies security protocols, just in case. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. We'll see you in the next video.